open the meeting of the Raleigh Board of Water Commissioners for May 22nd. First business is old business number 1, discuss articles. I assume you put this in here, discuss articles.
I did.
I don't know, I didn't, that's all I know.
I think you just wanted a quick overview of where we stand right now.
Yes.
Okay.
So we need to know, we need to tighten up the financial forecasting so that we know when we hit the end of the year what we look like.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there's going to be a special town meeting in the fall, I would like us to be in a position to have thought about where we are with our reserves and whether or not some adjustment in the rates can be supported. So in order to understand that, we need to know what monies, which articles we're actually going to spend down, and where there's surplus. So I know, and I don't even know at this point on the dehumidification whether this number has been reallocated or not. We were reallocating money out of that dehumidification line, and it doesn't look like there's only one on here, the water treatment plant pipe insulation, which is the special town meeting 21 from the April 30th meeting, and that's
The dehumidification, I would say, is a correct number because I was up over 400,000.
right.
And if I notice that we have things that we, the VAC is up to the full amount.
Yeah, but I can't see. Kathy, you gotta make this print bigger.
I'm sorry, I just noticed that.
You gotta get
I
more
just noticed that.
glasses that are stronger.
I know.
So, which articles in here are 18? The last one is 418.
Insulation.
Well Stream 5.
Well Stream 5. Okay, so that money has come out. Okay. Then that was my concern.
Dump truck with plow, that's 2 years ago. We had access road. How is that, Rob, by the way?
They can use a regrading.
So the 418 articles are simply the well stream 5 and the water treatment plant installation, right? That's the only ones that I see in here as 18. Is that correct? So then, if that's true, then that number 294 is a good number in terms of what's there.
It should be around 294 because I know originally it was 426,000 before we started to move money around.
Yep.
And we moved about 200,000 to other capital improvement plans.
Right, that was from the town meeting. So the monies that we know we're going to spend now are the Powell filters, that goes into the reserve. The access road, there's money there to, as you said, to do some regrading.
We could definitely do some regrading out of that.
Okay. So that we can take that as gone. Then the dump truck, that money is left over.
Yeah, that's no longer being used.
The DP survey,
No longer being used.
that's not going to be used. The HVAC at 401, that is going to be used.
That is going to be used.
Mhm.
I believe that should actually say 418 on it as well.
You're right.
which would be the third one from the,
Yeah. Good catch. And then the wells is going to be used. The rate study is zeroed out. The pickup truck, that's left over. The power filter, that's in reserve, that's gone. And the
clean well basins, that project's been completed.
so that's to look good. And then the water treatment plant insulation, that will be spent. So we've got 20, 110, 150, 168, 189, call it 189, call it 190. So there's about 500K that we're not going to be spending.
Now, if we didn't spend that, would that go into free cash the next year?
Not until it's voted out
It's
at
got to be
town
voted
meeting.
out.
Well, I mean, we have
And
to
it
do
can't,
Yeah.
it has to be voted in.
My
I think-
suggestion is to put it into a fund. I don't know exactly how you do this because I'm not the numbers person, but for capital expenditures such as hydrant maintenance, main replacement, and start a fund for that. Looking down the future, when we
Let's
do
go, I mean, it should go into the stabilization, but the issue is that the reason why I asked for this is we've got 500,000. Well, 500,000 spread over 3 years is 160,000, which on the rates would be about a 7 to 8% drop in the rates.
Mhm.
And the money's there. That's for 3 years. You would basically guarantee that, not counting any other monies which have been accumulating up in free cash.
I would support that with one requirement. That before we did anything, we'd have a public hearing and we have everybody be able to, I mean, you would think we could just say, yeah, we're gonna drop the rates, yay, woo! But I think if we're gonna do things the right way, we do, whether they're going up, they're going down, we do it the right way, we have a hearing. A public notice, we tell people, we've got the rate study, we've got everything, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
And then we say to people, this is what we're thinking of doing,
Yep.
and we welcome your input. Because some people may just say, don't do it, some people may say, it's gotta be doubled, well, we can't financially, but this is what we think we
My
can do.
concern is when something comes up, that I don't wanna have to put us out for another bond to increase the rates more.
Mhm.
Right, but the issue would be, and this is what's clear from the part of the rate study which was coherent, it's a big ticket. And we'd never be able to pay for that out of stabilization. So, because it costs.
You're talking
so-
about pipe replacement?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Mhm.
not.
So that's the capital expenditure that we really have to kind of think about. And I'm all for kind of keeping it, pushing it down the
Well,
road.
the other thing I have to concern is we have the bottom of the hill, we got the money for phase one to
Yeah,
mark it out. Now what's it gonna cost us to fix the situation?
right.
That's one of the projects that I'm
But
worried about.
So this is just money which has already been pulled out. That fund is being built up because of all the surplus, and we was going to throw off a significant surplus this year for fiscal year 18. So there's going to be a lot of money in that stabilization fund. So, and I think we should get proof positive of what that fund level is. We're not allocating it all to any rate reduction. We're allocating something that is substantial and something which, and now we're talking about something which isn't quite on the agenda.
Well, I would suggest that, seems to you're our numbers guy, that you put a package together so we can review it
Yeah,
and bring it up at a future meeting. Does that sound fair?
that sounds fair. And I can
Does
tell
that
you
sound
that
fair to
the
you?
finance people down at Sue Bailey they don't like this notion of reducing rates. So it will be, not because of any specifics, it's just,
You don't do that.
We don't do
You know
that.
what? Yeah, we do. I mean, because I'm not gonna stand at town meeting and go, yeah, we got $2 million in stuff. No, because you run it like, and we've said, and we've all agreed, we're running this like a business. It's not a for-profit, but it's not it's not a non-profit.
yeah, so,
Okay.
so we're essentially buying back shares.
So that's exactly it.
Well-
And you don't want to be, if you were a private entity and you had this huge cash chunk, you'd be a target. Someone would come after you. So prudence, and there's a thing in the finance world called the prudent man.
Right.
Prudent person, we'll say now. But the prudent, I don't know if you're familiar with that term. The prudent man would say, we have enough, we have our reserves, our capital, and then this is excess, and we should buy, Bernie's got a first thing, buy back the shares, we should reinvest in the community, and this is putting money back in people's pocket.
Yep.
Which is where it belongs.
Mhm.
That's not to say, in 3 years, we're gonna say, you know what? The guys running this place, the guys that are actually running it, hands on, have now had 3 years under their belt. They worked with Bernie, I'll say, because you did all the work on the budget. You've got a really good grip on it. And so now we can say, all right, this is, from a professional look, where we should go. This is what we want to do. With the proviso that, things change. We
Yeah.
may have to change it. But right now, for 3 years, this might not be a bad way to do it. We think it's appropriate.
Right, so we double check, yeah, I'll
You can
do that.
and then we can all see black and white what you're talking about, and
Right, we can get.
Then we can decide
get
from
Sue-
there.
Sue Bailey down to make sure that everything we're saying, everything I'm saying is right and proper. Excellent, thank you.
new business number
Do you
one.
want to make a motion on that?
We can.
So I'll make a motion to have Bernie put together a numbers presentation to show the potential rate changes.
Guess I can second that?
I'll second
Okay.
it. All those in favor?
Aye. There.
Did you have any comment?
Nope.
Rob?
All right now.
New business
Since you're a
number one.
ratepayer now?
Yeah.
Same new business there is every single year right after the first meeting after elections.
Yeah. As it should be.
Reorganization of the board. Nominations are open.
I nominate, well, should we discuss it first or just
So you can
nominate?
discuss whatever you'd like.
So I would just, given my work stuff right now, and I did 2 terms as the chairman, I would prefer to keep things in the status quo, if you're so amenable, and I would nominate Mark to be the chairman.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And you want to make the other.
I want to make a motion that John Manning, vice chairman.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I make a motion that Bernie is the clerk.
I'll second it. Does he want it?
Aye. I mean,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, that technically is out of the way.
Good job, guys.
You know
I
what
would-
though, it's fair and above board, everyone had a voice.
I would just.
That's why I said
compliment-
it's open to,
I would just compliment Mark on the job he's done over the last year, and he's moved it along, meetings are shorter, and nobody's in the audience throwing rotten vegetables at us.
In addition, the job you've done, Mark, with your former water department experience, I think you've been invaluable to the
well,
hands-on
I've
guys.
tried to bring some of the knowledge that I have back to the department.
No,
So do you agree with
That's
that, Rob?
As they would say, tribal knowledge that has been lost through the
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, no, I think it should be recognized, and we do recognize that, so. All right, I'll shut up.
Okay. Next thing on the agenda is a letter from
Bonnie Berkowitz?
Miss Berkowitz. I think you've all seen it.
Is that legal seafoods? Should legal seafoods?
I have no
He
idea.
said that she was very involved in the restaurant business.
Oh, wow, I wonder.
We had sent it to the public relations firm, who has answered all the questions. Has this been sent to,
Yes, Ms. Berkowitz?
yes,
Yes.
okay. So any comments?
No, I just want to publicly say that I think Kathy did a great job in looking at it and saying, you know what, let's have do what we hired him to do. And I thought his response was excellent.
So, just so you know, I wasn't here for this whole, I saw it in my emails a couple times, but by the time I got back, it was all rectified.
Did we send this to this woman?
We sent that response, yes.
Okay.
And then we just told her that we had to discuss, you had to discuss it in an open meeting, and, we'll tell her if we agree with his response or not, which you do, I think.
We do, yeah.
Yeah,
So
the
just make these part of the minutes.
Yeah.
The selectmen had another issue, which is, we're paying a third party for this work, and I think that's a failure to understand how much we need more effective communication.
My response, if you noticed, to that particular selectman was, please watch the presentation and come back with questions.
They should consider it themselves.
So with that, this discussion basically stopped.
Yeah. No, I think I discussed it with a few other people, including some residents in my house, adults, and their response was, come out of the dark ages. Yeah, just because you don't use Twitter doesn't mean the rest of the world isn't. And I said, yeah, that became apparent with the presentation, that there's a lot of stuff. We're too busy, we're volunteers, etc. And with the ability to outsource and raise the level of service and communications.
The website is antiquated,
Well, and the key
to say
thing
the
is,
least.
and the key thing is that we want Kathy to have the tools and the training to be able to actively work on that. And if she's working through another pair of hands, that's fine.
Nothing but upside, in my opinion.
I think that some of it was just not.
So Kathy has
So should I respond to her that we agree with John's response, and that we will be going forward with this PR?
I didn't think there was any vote to not go forward.
Yeah, I wouldn't even, I mean,
Okay,
Yeah.
we gave her the response, at the board, we approved it, I mean, we all approved it.
So,
If she has further questions, she's welcome to come to a meeting, or send us another letter and we'll respond with a
Okay.
response.
right.
But I thought his response, the firm's response was spot on.
Yeah, her primary concern was
Data privacy.
data privacy.
which we had a concern in that too.
Yeah, especially with the, the new GDPR, I think it's in effect in May Friday. There's new data privacy laws in effect. And given the structure of the data and the way they compartmentalize, they don't have access to it. I was very comfortable.
Okay. Vote on approving proposal for well cleaning project. I assume this is, you're on now.
Yeah.
This is you.
Well, I don't know if you guys read it through at all.
That's the first time I've seen it.
Well, we're going to have to go out to bid to get the wells cleaned, and lately our bidding process hasn't been going well at all. And I'm just not going to risk that with our cleaning of our.
No, that's why we have an engineering line. Because when we need it, we just don't want it used for running the department, basically.
Yeah.
That's what we use for before.
I'm sure it was done in the past for the water treatment plant, but I was unable to find any of their documents, what they sent out to bidders or anything. What I'm hoping to get out of this is all the technical specs, so we can save it for the coming years. We have to do this again, and now we have everything already done. We just put it out the bid again. Right.
What do we have in our engineering account? Do you know?
This it will be included in the town article that we voted on. The amount of money that we
Yeah, we're talking this fiscal year, so. So we should get this going before the engineering runs out July 1st, June 30th.
Yeah,
So what's the cost on this?
$18,100.
What is that? I'm looking, I can't see.
You're on page 2 of 3.
It's in writing.
Oh, that's not numbered.
For fiscal,
Compensation.
Yeah, there's 18-1, okay.
so for fiscal year 19, there's 25,000 engineering services.
But we should be able to find this in fiscal year
18, yes. Yeah, so that's why I was.
So do we need to make a motion to,
8. Accept this, yes.
I'll make a motion to accept the Tabor and Howard contract dated May 4th for the well number 3 and well number 5 cleaning and redevelopment agreement for engineering services.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Do we sign this now?
Yep. How many copies do we need to sign of this?
I believe 2.
that's a good question.
Why don't we just, there's 3 of us? Why
2
don't we do-
copies.
Just 2? Okay. Maybe mine and yours, Mark?
Yep.
I just put them in for you to read.
So we have 41,000 actually. We have 41,000 in the engineering now. So we've got.
With that, and we're gonna need to do some engineering for the, to go out to bid on the HVAC, which I.
Right, now, correct me if I'm wrong though, didn't we just had a special article taken out for this project? The money to pay for the engineers was included in that article.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
No.
Right.
Well, we also have the money currently in our account to pay for it too. So,
No, but that's a good point, Bob.
yeah. Just wanna make
So
it
it was
clear.
90,000?
90,000, and that includes the engineers coming in and doing all the bid process and all that.
So my concern with these guys is that you stay on top of them and make sure that they're doing what we're expecting, and they haven't kind of created additional work for themselves.
There's the signed copies, before they get lost. Okay, number 4, vote abatement for 10 Intervale Circle.
They had a outside water spigot on in March.
that's it.
And
Fail.
It sounds like it froze.
Oops. This looks like our document. Yeah, it's the data locker. Now, this is the outside faucet was on. They're claiming that it failed. Was the repair bill?
That's what I'm looking for.
Because, yeah, there isn't.
Is it what? Sorry.
a repair. It says, the outside water spigot failed while we were on vacation for 10 days. Well,
I understood that to think that they left it on.
Well, that's not what failed means.
No, it's not.
Well, under the abatement rules and regulations, you have to show you fixed the leak.
and turning off the faucet isn't.
That's like leaving a light on
Yeah, it's just.
in the attic the whole time you're gone.
Yeah, and I mean, if this was me, and this was my one time in 5 years, and I was gonna get $83 back, that doesn't seem to be a good use of my one mulligan.
Right.
Well, that and, like I said, there is no, it's saying failure, but there's no,
What did you do to fix it?
there's no.
Did you ask him for a repair?
I did, he said they didn't repair anything because they just realized they had left it on.
Okay.
I deny.
I'll
I'll
entertain a
make a
motion.
motion to decline the abatement.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it.
And just to be clear, just in case we, into what, it's for repair or failure, but that's not a failure, that's just an error.
Yeah, and we should reinforce the notion.
If
This
you
is a
wanna send them-
one-time, this is a one-time, once every 5
Right.
years, you get an opportunity to come before the board for an abatement, and for the amount of money that's at stake for $80, that doesn't seem as a prudent way to use that.
Can I just ask something just for my clarification? I think it was, another person came in here from Kittery Ave, 39, they had left the the barn spigots on while they were away, and they got an abatement. And I thought because
I can also
it
say I didn't
was,
vote
we
for it.
gave him the one time in 5 years, and that's what you get.
I don't recall that.
The
I
horse
don't
farm?
recall-
Because I voted against it,
Yeah. Did we give it to them?
yes.
Okay.
But was
Just
it
for
because they
my-
left the spigots on? I don't
He
think
said
so.
that he didn't, but
Well, the farmhands did, the stable people. I'm just curious so
Well,
was
I-
our
I
5-year
think it's
rule?
appropriate for you to raise it. I would, if that's the case, I'd like to see in the minutes or something that in fact happened, because I don't think
I think
that
certainly
was
appeal.
exposed.
I mean, they can certainly appeal and to say,
Right,
you know, not the person.
Yeah, and I don't think we're hiding, I don't think we're hiding it, and the precedent is a precedent, but they should,
so there has to be, no matter what, proof of repair in that
you have the,
one-time 5-year, yeah.
yeah.
that's why I have it in my
Yeah,
thing all the time.
It can't be for just letting the water loose.
Number 5, discuss spare parts. Is this you, Rob?
Nope.
Where'd that come from?
Bob Gray had asked because we had a meter horn that was purchased, we have a lot of,
I said we wanted to sell someone the part off the shelf.
Right.
Someone raised the fuss about it.
Yeah, because we didn't charge them sales tax, because we didn't pay them
We
sales
can't
tax.
sell people stuff off the shelf.
Well, I spoke
Okay,
to Sue
so-
Bailey,
We
I
have
spoke
to
to Sue Bailey, we can sell it off the shelf, but we've got to charge
Sales
sales tax.
exactly. And we didn't, I know years ago they got in.
Yeah, I got into a lot of trouble for not
Okay.
charging
So
sales
who do
tax.
we give the sales tax to?
The state.
Yeah, they were,
We do that.
downtown,
Set up for something
We
like
don't,
that?
we're not set up for it, that's the whole,
Yeah.
right, but they, downtown will take care of it.
Oh.
That's what Sue Bailey told me.
okay, so that's news to me.
Okay, so we just give that sales tax, we just give them paperwork to accounting.
And
Can
it
we
has
get
to
this
be
in writing
written.
from Sue or whomever to just say?
Okay, I will ask.
Yeah, if we can just get something in writing, that way it's not like, what? So let's just get something in writing
Yeah.
that they'll support that. And if that's the case, we'll provide that service to people that need to do it versus,
The way it used to be is we used to sell everything.
yeah.
Now we just keep the parts in stock for our own, for
For our
working
own
on our own
yes.
side of the,
And if
So-
they need something, we actually, we order it, we help them order it pretty much.
but they
through-
purchase it
Through
through
the
the
supplier, but
companies.
they pay the supplier directly,
Right.
so we don't deal with their money or
We
anything.
found that to be a better system than the sales tax.
So let's
Right.
keep
But right now
that,
we
but
have a
if they
whole
do
bunch
need
of stuff
something
to-
that we've got, let's get a sales tax thing where that if, you know, that we've got something we can just sell, yeah, let's just do that, I mean.
Right,
Doesn't have to find out, but
right, and the bigger issue though is that we've got $30,000 worth of parts back there that are just sitting, and it would be better to turn some of that into some monies, even if we have to give sales tax back to the state.
I know the majority of the stuff I've seen out there is stuff that we can use on the system on our site.
Okay.
You know, there's not that much out there that's exclusively on their side of the.
So I said, let's keep the policy as is, that, you know, we'll order it for them and then they pay for it. But if it's something that, you know, Rob or Bob say, hey, you know, we've got this, we can do that, let's just get the ability that, you know, empower them to do it if they think it's easier to get it done that way. That's all. It's not, I don't think it's gonna be a big deal or happen very often, but I'd rather you be able to
So it was,
take care of it.
when I worked here, it was commonplace that we had the stock
Yeah.
and everybody got billed for it, but then,
So let's just, just take that little piece with regards to the sales tax stuff, that way if the guys wanna do it that way, they can, if not.
yeah, find out where we stand on that.
Rob, you okay with that?
Yep.
Consumer confidence report.
Yep, this has to, this is a report required by the Mass DEP. It has to go up every year. We have to get it to the customer somehow, which is either mail stuffer or leaving it in locations like a town hall or apartment and other departments.
I would say this would be extremely expensive to mail out.
Right. So you could leave copies in various places and just notify the customers where they can pick it up.
Maybe if we put
it on our website.
Put it on the website, maybe a notice in the bills that if you want to see it, I think this should be accessible on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems to me this is one of the first things to make use of the public relations. I think we need to, our information people, in public relations, to see what strategy they think should get this out to the maximum number of hands.
But I think if you put this electronically on the website
Yes.
and have hard copies here and at town hall, where they have all the town
Yeah.
reports sitting on that table,
Well,
and have a notice in the bills, if it was just written, I don't know if it's written on the bill somewhere or whatever.
right.
A notice that I would think that would cover the state, right?
Yep. You just have to notify the public where they can find copies of it.
Click here or go to these two places.
Exactly.
Can I ask Kathy?
So is there anything in here that's
Yeah.
of
Yeah, I'm gonna talk.
So you're gonna talk to John tomorrow, right, and get this whole ball rolling?
Yes.
Okay.
When do we have to have this done by now?
I need to get it approved, and I need to have the formal letter sent to the DP before June 30th that we've completed it. Here it is. This is where we've sent it. This is where.
Is this the completed one?
Yes, but besides figuring out where we're going to put it, also you guys should just review it and make sure this is exactly what you want. Because this is the first time I've done a annual consumer confidence report.
A lot of it's pretty much boilerplate, right?
Yeah.
So this is not user friendly. So,
Do we
So
wanna take
that's the
a
thing
couple
to
weeks
talk
to review it, or do you
Yeah.
wanna just approve it?
see if we improve it, we should make it easier for you to do it in the future.
Right.
I would
That wasn't
ask,
meant as a knock, that was just saying.
Oh, no, yeah.
It's,
I would ask actually, since we have a PR firm, to actually have them do an evaluation and any recommendations for communication improvement with the document. You've got the expertise, you're the subject matter expert, you've done it, but do they have anything they'd say, do this with it, and then subject to that, if it's, I don't know, do we need to wait until they come back to vote to do it, or?
There are also like minimal requirements from the state that's, you go on the website, says you need to include exactly like this statement in your CCR, which is,
We did.
yeah, which is where I got the format
I'm gonna
from.
say, a lot of this is looks like boilerplate.
I make a motion that we accept and publish this document.
right, I have, before we finally vote, I just want to make sure that these dates are here, because some of them are age dates, and that those are in line, those that conform with what the state is expecting. So on the radon section, you've got dates back to 2014.
Yep, because they're radon's tested every 5 years. So the regulation is you have to still include your last results, even if it was 5 years ago.
And so you've gone through these dates, and that And those dates are in conformance with what the state is asking.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep, it's everything we've sampled for.
So we have hard water.
What's that?
We have hard water.
Moderately hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
There should be a little helpful.
Which is 100 to 140.
No, that's the scale.
Yeah.
That's not our actual results. I think our hardness results are on the very back page.
Selected call. Frequency.
Which of these numbers is hardness?
It should be connected to calcium. It's a complicated formula for hardness.
Well, the one thing that's good is everything says no with respect to violations, so it's all within standards.
In 2017, there were no violations.
Good.
If there were, it's actually, you have to spell it out for everyone on this. That's the whole point of the CCI is really about the water quality testing.
Yeah, the last paragraph, the last page says it. All samples came back negative for total form, remain in compliance with DEP regs.
So,
All came back negative for E. coli. There was one positive total chloroform,
But that's how we chlorinate.
which was a false positive,
Yep.
which is not a violation.
so where did you see the 140 for hardness?
That's just the scale. I think you're
No, I understand. So,
That's right there.
yeah.
So the town of Raleigh has
Yeah,
hardness of
hardness,
100 to
yeah.
140, and then down below.
It
it's just
should
better.
actually be on this back page, and I've not seen it, so that could be a mistake. So, do you think I should,
Because right there it says the total Raleigh has is 100, 140, and then I just look at the scale down below.
Right, and that's a very broad range, so
Yeah.
it is hard water.
yeah.
There's no doubt about that it's hard water, but it's not the kind of hardness that people were complaining about that would give
No,
instantaneous scaling in
all
any
of
boiled.
New England doesn't have hard water at all. It's just not a New England problem.
Right,
There's a
because-
few towns up in New Hampshire that are near some calcium and lime deposits, but other than that, hard water is not an issue in New
Right.
England.
Runoff from granite tends to be soft water, tends to not have calcium in it, so it doesn't run over limestone, and granite and limestone are contraindicated.
I'm going to revise this, because I don't like that statement. I think that's just been, it was left over from 2016 report, and that's not accurate. It's more closer to 80 to 90
Yeah,
milligrams per liter.
that's what
It's not above 100. I
So,
know.
put this on the next agenda.
Okay. But
That's wrong.
it's moderately hard water.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's,
So
No.
good news should not be in the tiniest font. That would be my own suggestion. But I'm not that kind of,
would you be referring to the last
yeah, exactly.
paragraph?
Yeah.
I put that right before the mission statement.
So, I mean, because that's the people's hot button, you see that and you're trying to get the full, but talk to the,
That's the bottom line. Bottom line is it
it's
meets the
safe,
standards and it's,
doesn't taste as good as it might, but it's getting better. It's not that everybody's tasting. My water is fine.
I have no issues.
mine's gotten better from the odor. I mean, basically, we put it in, we let it air out for a little bit and then put it through a britter and it's,
I tried, we have a filter under the sink. It tasted fine, it's no problem, and then we tested it by going to the bathroom where there's no filter, and I drank that, and I couldn't tell the difference between the two, but it varies over the town.
and the time of year. sometimes.
Right, but I've made big changes in the treatment process, which is actually in our, discussion for operations.
Good. All right. Discuss current and future operations of the department. Do we want to combine it with a monthly operation? review?
Yeah.
So just do the two at once?
Yep. So let me, just wanna catch up here a little bit, just inform you guys on some things that's been going on. The hydrant flushing is almost complete. We've got about 1 day left of some dead ends around town. We have minimal dirty water complaints.
Did I say, do we have any complaints?
I think
Yeah, 2 or 3.
two, yeah. Two.
That means it's working then, because
Yeah.
there was sections that really needed it.
Mhm.
Is there?
Yeah, the valve boxes located on Christopher Interval and Leslie Road, they've all have been lowered in preparation of the paving there. It took about 1 day to lower all the boxes. It'll take another day to raise all the boxes back up when they're done grading it. The 401 Central Street paving project, we were sent in a certificate of compliance for the Conservation Commission.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be reviewing that certificate of compliance on their next agenda on May 29th, 2018. I was going to go and represent the water department. I don't know if I have to answer questions to them or not. The certificate was sent, and they should vote yes on it. And basically complete the paving project. It's due to the stormwater.
Do you want one of us to go or go with you?
I don't know if I need to answer questions or not. I just know it's on their agenda,
Mm-hmm.
and they are going to review it.
What time is that, do you know?
I think their meeting started 7.
It's notorious for not necessarily.
Yeah, and I've had to go a few times.
So what day of the week is that?
It's Tuesday.
We
It's
canceled that.
We just canceled our meeting for that night.
Right.
Well,
It's
I'm
next Tuesday.
available, whatever is gonna be most helpful, so.
I plan on going. I don't think I need to answer any of their questions. They got a pretty well-written letter and action plan for the next couple of years on how we're gonna manage the stormwater.
So so they've received our letter,
Yep.
when did they receive that?
Or a week ago?
So what, if you ask Brent if there's any questions and find out ahead of the meeting, so if there's likely to be any
Mhm.
questions, and if he says no, then you're fine and you don't have to go.
Okay.
If they say we'll have questions, then it's probably smart to have somebody, one of the board members there. So-
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, sure, if he wants us there, great, if not.
Yeah.
So, and again, I have no idea how, if this is pro forma or,
It should be performed, we put a lot of time and effort into getting this right.
Yep.
And that's my expectation. And I know subsequently, there was a lot of contention in the past, but moving forward, things seem to have been much more,
just ask Brent, and then you
Yeah,
go
just-
forward.
Just touch base with him.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit.
If he wants to talk to one of us, we would happy as I told him
Good.
I have started to have discussions with the engineers about the work at well 3 and 5 for the well clean.
Mhm.
They are going to be, they're estimated that the actual work itself is going to have to take place in late August or early September. Because besides the whole bidding process, they also have to go through the Conservation Commission because all the work's going to be done within 100 feet of wetlands.
to.
And just based on their, besides the bidding process, just based on how many times the Conservation Commission meets, each month, and the final approval might not be till realistically late August.
Well, they will probably do one well at a time, so we're not completely down,
Yep.
I would assume.
Oh, yes, yep. Yep.
So, when they clean the well, when they clean it, are they pumping water through the well as part of the cleaning process?
They'll be-
I've never
Yes.
seen
Yes.
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 So that,
They
But
put,
not-
they
it
actually,
won't be-
that water won't be coming into the system,
No.
it'll be
No.
going into the wetlands.
they take the pump right off, the pump comes right off their line,
Yeah,
and they actually work it through the roof with a contraption that goes down and they pull the screen.
yeah,
And sometimes they put like acid down in there to clean it and stuff. It's a big procedure. And there's actually a truck that comes in and does a lot of the
Right,
work.
but it's also, it's nothing, it shouldn't be anything new to them, because we just did this same work
Mhm.
in 2013. Both of these
Unfortunately,
well sites,
Station
but-
3 needs to be done about every other year, if not every year. Where Station 2 almost never needs to be done. It's just a different type of water.
Yeah, but regardless, we still have to send all the, fill out all the permits and send them, have them review it and vote on it and everything.
So,
So realistically, late August, early September. The gate valve exercise equipment is in, and we will be starting to, exercise some gate valves coming up soon.
What are you, just waiting for paving project?
Right, after the paving project's done on, Christopher and Annabelle and Leslie.
Oh,
Because again, they just graded out those roads, and the guys are gonna have to go back there and raise all the boxes.
then they got Newbury Road to do, which has already been loaded, correct?
Which one?
Newbury Road?
Yes,
And the road's off of Newbury Road.
right.
So they've kind of split the project in half, but we had all our stuff done ahead of time.
The gate valve exercise is not really waiting for anything, it's not,
Just time and people.
that's that new gizmo we bought?
Yeah.
And the generator to go with it?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. Is that gear come in?
yes.
Okay, good.
And just to let you guys know, we are in compliance with Mass DEP. I have been sending in all reports as needed. The only reason I say this is because we haven't had a superintendent, it's usually a superintendent, tries to keep the town in compliance, but,
You've been
I
doing a
had to
good
take care
job.
of that. I am waiting on the CCR, and that should be the last thing to do for 2017. And then I can start 2018 reporting, do it all over again. But just to let you guys know, we are in compliance.
so, and I remember the issue with the sampling was because we didn't have,
There were some revisions in the sampling plan, the lead and copper sampling
Yeah.
plan. So they wanted all the towns to revise their lead and copper sample plans.
right, but we didn't have anybody in the sample who basically had a lead service, right? So-
Correct, there's no one
There's
in
no
town
lead
that
services.
has lead services. But that almost makes it more difficult when you're filling out the paperwork. It's a good thing that nobody has lead
Right.
services, but it is.
The only thing you're gonna run into is lead in the solder. You know,
Right.
what's it,
But it
90 something?
increases the number of samples we have to take, right, if I understand?
No, it was just, it just increased the amount of, the initial report that I had to do to get the,
To prove that we didn't have any lead.
correct. But that has been completed, and,
And accepted?
yes, and they have accepted the plan, so all we need to do is go out and sample.
Right. So I'm on that list, right, for sampling?
Check, there's,
Yes.
30 people,
When's the next round supposed to be done?
August.
August, okay.
It's August every year. It'll be the same if everyone said they will participate, but as long as people do actually participate, it'll be the same sample sites every August, every year, from here on out.
Anything else?
Yeah, four interviews are coming up for the laborer 2 position.
Who's doing the interview?
Myself, Rob, and Bob,
It's on you.
and Amy.
Good.
We've revised the questions.
That's good, 4 candidates? For the 2 positions or 1?
One at a time, at this time.
Okay. Interesting, in the next paragraph.
Oh yeah, I want to add this because after I've had discussions with the Mass DEP, I've been able to lower the chlorine addition at all of our treatment sites by a lot to take care of a lot of the taste and odor concerns of residents, and it's been working out quite well. I've definitely noticed that at my house that it smells far less like chlorine than
Oh, yeah.
whatever
And a
else.
lot of bitching from your chairman.
No, I noticed it at my house too.
Yeah, we've been safely able to lower it considerably, a considerable amount, the
And
chlorine.
staying in compliance?
Yes, yep.
Let's put it this way, it's getting a lot closer to what it used to be when I worked here.
So at the risk of having us run late, how did we get to the levels where it was? Do we have?
It was, well, because the mass state regulations say, that the chlorine residuals leaving your treatment plant should be in, should be no less than 0.2, but no more than 4 parts per million. So it was just, we'll just put 2 parts per million out there, and that's good enough, it's not in compliance, your water is definitely disinfected, there's definitely not gonna be any compliance issues with bacteria. But that's not the way to go about it, if you don't need 2 parts per million out there, then you don't need to add 2 parts per million of chlorine.
See, at the furthest end, you have to have a trace at the furthest end of your system, so
Right.
that it shows chlorine.
But between a trace and no more than 4 parts per million,
Yeah.
so it's kinda like anywhere in between that's fine.
And so we're doing that, right?
Yeah.
But no, that's not fine, anywhere between that. You shouldn't just pick just a level out and be like, let's just shoot for 2 parts per million. You should know why you have the levels out there as you have them.
We used to shoot for .02
Yeah.
at the furthest end of the system, which was down at the Newbury line
Right.
on 1A.
And so you know what the levels are now?
Yeah.
And it's all working?
Yes.
Well, it's working well.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So this is, again, one of the things to get a chance to talk to the PR people. This is an issue that people around town have with the water, but it's a historical issue from the last few years.
Yes.
And we need to kind of
Well,
get them to rethink it.
don't want to speak for Rob, but back before we had a treatment plant, they had to add a lot more chlorine to the water because of the manganese.
Right.
And it was getting to the point where it was going up and up and up. So now we're going down, down, down because of the treatment plant.
So whatever the story is,
Mm-hmm.
because I hear a lot of it on rally talks, so this is the kind of new information that gets out there. It's good news. As long as we're certain about the good news, we should get it out so that people stop this echo chamber of complaining, and all they're doing is essentially complaining because they've heard other people complain,
Right.
not because they've actually done an experiment to test the water. And so we need to break that cycle and present it to the PR guys so that this is a standard PR issue, so they should have a way of presenting the information, valid, accurate, verifiable information, so that people can.
I think the paragraph that you've got there, in order, blah, 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 and then ending with Mass DEP, if you could give that to them and ask them to see what they do, and
What page is that on?
So
it's the first page.
First page?
I can work with Kathy.
Yeah, and then, I think, part of it is, and you can include it however you want, is maybe it's the right, but breaking words with this is the maturation of the operation of the treatment plant. The first year you have it, you just getting it running, the second year you're trying to refine it, and then now, the third year,
It's exactly what's
you
happening.
know exactly what you're doing, and you're fine tuning it to improve the service levels.
Mm-hmm.
It's showing, I mean, it's awesome. And I think that's the story we want people to
And,
understand.
Definitely.
and like I said, it's a direct result of the treatment plant.
Yeah, and that too. Yeah. So,
Mhm.
no, that's great, Rob, thanks.
Yep. Other than that, there's just some, I just listed some maintenance items that have been wrapping up for the fiscal year 18. That could probably help burn you out when you're looking at the budget, what we intend to spend, because some line items haven't been touched yet, but there are maintenance items that need to be done, that just haven't been scheduled yet.
So they will come in this year.
Correct, this fiscal year.
Yeah. So let's,
Okay.
we've got
I
to,
don't think that's okay. I mean, it's not quite helpful.
we've got
As long as you vote the one that I wasn't at.
we can hold it for the next.
We can hold it for the next meeting.
Let's swear it up now.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Is there anything else, Rob?
That's it.
All right, we'll go quick to the meeting minutes. Minutes of May 1st,
March 12th is
Do
first.
my-
12th. Okay, this is the budget meeting.
Yeah. So I make a motion to approve the March 12th joint meeting minutes.
Seconded.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Good job, Kathy, that was an awkward meeting to summarize.
No, I was not there.
Oh, so.
Amy, do these?
Well
But I'll tell Amy. I'll tell Amy.
Please, pass it on.
Okay, May 1st. I tried.
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Seconded.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 May 7th.
Even shorter.
Cape Cod contract. Okay. Make a motion to accept.
Seconded.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Super.
Now it's yours.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.